Hello everyone. Hey, Wilma was out and about before 6 a.m. So I think it was like 10 to 6 she was out here this morning. So she already has these bushes in. Look nice, and she already, you can see the amount of water that she put on them already as she planted them. So she's really taking charge, and you'll see here in a minute. Somebody commented, she is the new Johnny Carson, and I'm Ed McMahon, and boy is that true. Because she's out here. Look at her over there. She's really going at it. She was up early this morning and watered what's already in the ground, and she says she's going to water all these plants for the first 30 days twice a day, real early in the morning and then after the sun goes down, so at dusk, because she says there's no sense watering it during the day because of evaporation. So we had a really good comment, and it's something that we would not have done. So thank you, viewer, for the comment. Draw a map, write down where everything is, while we have these little tags on the plants explaining what everything is. See the little piece of tape? So Wilma's pretty good at just looking at the plant and knowing what it is, because I actually did a little test with her this morning, and she guessed everything right. But I mean, I know that's a coconut. I know that much, but that's about my expertise. So what Wilma's doing is she's laying everything out, and what I'm doing is I'm the dig guy. I'm the one digging the hole, and then she plants it. You know, she tells me how deep to go, and I just follow her direction. So here she is. So it's 9 o'clock, and you were out here about 10 to 6. 5:30?
Yes.
Oh wow! See, I woke up 10 to 6. I thought you just got out here.
No, I was out here
At 5:30 a.m.
just right before it's bright. The sun come up.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what was I doing?
Sleeping.
So what she did, what she has done is she's laid everything out the way she wants it. So we're trying to give enough space. Now remember, these are all grafted, and they're all dwarf variety. So we'll cross our fingers that's all true. But you can see on the plants that they're grafted. You can see the graft, and then they wrap it in plastic. So we're going to go back and get more. So what she's doing is she's basically spacing everything out to have 8 plants or fruit trees in a row. And then the next row, she's doing a stagger, which I think is a good idea. So the dwarf coconut's already in. And what she did was she put the dwarf coconut here in this corner, and then put the other one in that corner. So that's how she started it. It anchors, or starts anchoring the garden, because the dwarf coconut gets, from what I've seen, 6 feet, maybe 8 feet tall, and the coconut you can reach. You don't have to climb. So that's going to be pretty good size, and we're spacing it out pretty nice. So then what she's doing is putting each fruit tree together. So what is that, calamansi?
Yes.
All right, and you can see her map. See her map?
Everything.
So obviously we'll redo it because we're getting it a little dirty, but she's mapping out. So here's the rock wall, here's the steps, here's the 7 columns in the front. And what we're also doing is we're putting the taller fruit trees in the back, and then the shorter ones in the front. So what is that device? Bolo?
That's ball.
Oh, okay. That's the one we bought in Leyte, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she's just digging away. I have a shovel here, so so I'm just gonna go through, and wherever she places it, I'll just use the shovel. That's easier for me. But see what she's doing, how she's staggering it. There's one plant there, or fruit tree there, one fruit tree there, and then the next row, it's staggered. So I think that's going to be a nice look once when it gets up. Now, the caretaker, he was here this morning admiring what Wilma was doing. And, he was talking to her about the type of fertilizer to use. And then also he used some kind of a spray to keep the bugs off what he has planted. So we told him that we're interested in that. So we're going to try to get a little education on, the proper, spray and fertilizer. But just this dirt is going to be, I think, really good. When you water it, look how dark it gets. I mean, that's a really good topsoil. And there's a lot of it here. And it's actually pretty easy digging. Because remember the big pile of topsoil here? And there was a giant pile here. So we laid all that out. We picked the rocks out of it. So like the first 6 inches is just really fluffy. Call it very soft with no rocks in it. And when I dug this down, I mean, I went down, 18 inches. And I had it dug up in 2 minutes. There was no rocks. So I'm sure we're going to hit some. But, good digging. And we have Disco here today. He's helping out with some other projects. Call it the punch list. There's just a little bit on the punch list that he's knocking out today. So there's been nobody here for a while, but today contractor sent up Disco just to knock out a couple little tiny items. So it looks like with one row of trees here, fruit trees, and then a nice space, and then another row, we counted out that we can get 2 more rows. 2 more rows in. So I think Wilma said she wants to do 1 more row of taller. So that would be 8 more plants. And then I think she said 2 more rows of the smaller. So that'd be 16. So let's just call it 8 times 3 is 24. So I did mention on some of the comments yesterday, and thank you guys for some of the comments, real good advice on some things. We can get 24 more fruit trees. So that would put us knocking on 50.
Yeah.
Close. So, and what Wilma also says, she's spacing them out enough where once we get them all in the ground, so, this won't be done until probably Monday or Tuesday because we're going Sunday to buy more. So here's the larger ones. So what are these, Wilma? Lanzonis here, 2 Lanzonis, because they get a little taller. And then the rambutan, right?
Yeah, they're about the same.
About the same height? Yeah. And what about the 2 over here on the end?
Those are the mango.
Oh, mango. Okay, so somebody commented about the mango, that we didn't get any mango. We did. We got 2 mango. And I think we're going to get a couple more. So it looks like we only went 6 across the back just because they're a little larger. So we're going to get probably, and we're going to have to take notes here so when we go to the nursery. So if we're going to do another row of large, it would be 6. So 6 more of the large. I think we're going to get a couple more mango because I like mango. But we'll see what they have. So 6, and then 2 more rows of the small is 8 and 8. So 16 and 6 is 22. So we'll just have to, keep track of that number. And we can get 22 more fruit trees. So it's going to be an orchard here. You're going to have an orchard.
Yeah.
And
it's very easy to dig because
it's cooler.
soil or,
it's soft, right? Yeah, it's digging down nice.
It's very rich soil.
Rich soil, yeah. And much cooler today. I mean, we picked the wrong day to buy all these, but we picked the perfect day to plant. You can see the sun's in clouds a little bit, and it's extra breezy today. So it's definitely cooler. So once we get all these in the ground, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop filming because I want to get ahead of her and dig, so it'll go quicker. But once we get everything in the ground, we're gonna start laying out the plants. So the plants, some of them, Wilma says she wants to keep in the pot for different areas, but some she wants to put in the ground. So what we're gonna do is strategically, like say here, you know, just randomly put some plants in the middle, just random, and we'll lay the pots out. And what I'll probably do is once we get everything in the ground and we lay the pots out, I'll do a quick film of that just so you can see it before it goes in the ground. But this is definitely going to be an orchard, Wilma.
Yeah, looking good already.
It's looking good already, right? Look, she's got, while I was filming, she's got 2 in the ground.
Yeah.
So let me get to digging, and I'll show you guys the final result of the trees that we have so far. All right, so I wanted to show you guys Wilma's technique. So she's definitely a gardener, so go for it, Wilma.
So what I'm doing, I soak the root first.
Okay.
And the soil.
Okay.
And
So you dig the hole. Well, I dug the hole, right?
You dug the hole for me. Then I will remove that plastic.
Okay, so the first thing you do is you put a lot of water in the hole first. Okay, and then you really doused the roots with water, then you cut the plastic.
Yes.
Okay, so that means that the roots are really soaked. Oh yeah, it really is. And look at the different color. Look at the soil here. Brown soil. Look at that black soil.
Yeah.
Big difference, right? So I think they're really going to be happy to be in this really dark topsoil.
And what I do, I use this rich soil, black soil.
Put it all the way around. Okay. So you're definitely a gardener. So this channel, we changed it. Remember, it used to be Greg and Wilma, then we changed it to Wilma and Greg. Maybe we take the Greg off because it's going to be all about you at this point. I mean, look at the work she's done. She's nonstop. I told her, why don't you take a break?
When I'm done.
I think, as you heard her in the background, she goes, when I'm done. So I think there's 16 trees here in the front, 2 rows, 8 and 8. So I said, why don't you take a break after you get to 16? And she says, nope, not stop until I'm done. So that kind of explains Wilma in a nutshell. She doesn't she doesn't stop till she completes the task. But I guess it does make sense to really get a lot of water, not only in the hole, but really soak the roots for the first planting, because I guess they go under a little bit of stress, right? I would imagine. But I think, I mean, with how dark this, call it volcanic soil, compared to what they used, which looks like a cheaper clay. So I have a feeling once these things take root, they're really going to take off getting in the soil. So do you loosen up the dirt here a little bit too?
Yes.
Okay, so when you cut the plastic, you loosen it a little bit. So the roots...
You have to be careful though, so you don't disturb the...
Oh, you got to be... Okay, yeah, so you don't want to disturb the roots too much, but you do loosen the soil around.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you see how she has her water line with her? So that's pretty good. So you're doing it all at once, so you don't have to go back and water after.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're just watering. And remember, guys, that water is not under a lot of pressure. Look how much pressure is coming out. But that's enough.
It's enough.
That's enough to really get these plants, in this case, all these fruit trees, really doused with water. I told you guys we have 100 meters of this hose, and it's not connected to our water storage tank or pressure pump or pressure tank. It's separate. So it's just hooked to the municipal. That's why the pressure is so low. But it's perfect here for the garden. It reaches all the way to the gate, no problem. So this is what she'll use. See how she's just allowing the water to trickle in. And I already dug down, but she's just loosening it up even more, which makes perfect sense because you want to have it loose for the roots to take place. So very nice, Wilma. Looking good. So now we're talking about maybe going to the nursery sooner than Sunday, because she's got the bug. She wants to get a few more rows of trees in this week. So we'll see how it plays out with subscriber visits. Yeah, look at that dirt. What a difference in color, huh? Mm-hmm. So that's all wet topsoil there, and it's like a clay. It looks like clay. Yeah. And then the soil that it's going in is black. So I do have a feeling that it's really going to take off. So looking good. Hey, farmer girl. You're still going strong, huh?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm just re-watering them and letting them sit.
Going back and doing one more water. And what'd you do? Put some bamboo next to the taller trees?
Just stick the wind with
Oh, okay, to keep them steady with the wind. Yep, okay. So I don't know if you can notice, but on all the taller ones, she put bamboo sticks in the ground next to each tree. And then it looks like she tied loosely. What is that, like a fiberglass twine? Fiberglass twine, okay. So a fiberglass twine around, it looks like she did it loosely, you know, not to hurt the tree, but then it keeps it upright, right? Okay. So that's a great idea. I didn't know you were going to do that. Where'd you get the bamboo from? Over in the junk pile? Hopefully we'll get this junk out of there. You see that it is starting to dwindle. We just had a guy come up today and said, hey, can I take some of that wood? And we said, no, you can take all of it. So he said he's going to come back with some guys and hopefully they'll get rid of it. And then the contractor, I think he's coming up this week. Hopefully he'll take some of the the regular trash that nobody wants, which basically that's all just broken pieces of tile. And then there is some PVC down there and things like that. So I would assume that he would want that for his next jobs. They're just pieces, so maybe not. I'm not sure. But take a look from on top of the stone wall. So I've got all the trees that we've purchased so far. And then there's some of the pineapple. And then the smaller ones out front. So definitely looking good. We're going to go ahead and in the next few days, I have to take a look and see because I know we got to reschedule one visit. I think we have a visit scheduled for tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So we'll work around it. So maybe Thursday. I got to take a look at see who's coming up. But in the next, say, 3 or 4 days, we got to make a list of exactly what type of trees. I know I want to get a couple more mango, maybe 2 or 3 more mango, and then we'll look at some different varieties that we didn't get and get them in here. So I think we said what, 8, 8, and 6. So that's 22. So we'll just have to decide, what variety of the 22 that we get. And then this would be an orchard, right? This would be full of fruit trees. And then really the next step after that is just start incorporating some of the smaller plants. And then we need to decide, if we're going to plant some grass in here or not. So that's all up for discussion. But Wilma did a great job. I only lended hand on digging the holes. That was it. But it was your expertise, your layout, and I really like it. So now it's just a matter of labor of love, of watering it twice a day for 30 days. And then what, after 30 days, you'll just water it once a day? Okay, after 30 days, once a day watering. And then we are going to look into fertilizer and then some insect repellent, some spray. So we're going to just get some education on that, and we'll let you know what we do. Talk to you soon.